Hello everybody. So I'm gonna go over the best exercises to grow your glutes. My 4 favorite ones. We have an RDL is what I'm gonna start with. So you want to make sure your feet are hip width apart. Okay, here's my hip bones, feet are hip width apart. This is not hip width apart. This is not hip width apart. Notice how I am a triangle here. You want to be a rectangle. So feet under hips. From there, you're going to do a slight knee bend. So we're not locking out, we're not relaxed, slight knee bend. You're gonna pretend that you have weights on your palms and those weights are gonna go right on your thighs. And then from there, you're going to hinge back at the hips. All your weight's gonna transfer into your heels. Your toes are gonna come off the floor. We're gonna engage the core. We're gonna come down toward the ground. Now, depending upon how tall or short you are, you might have more or less of a knee bend. But again, let me show you a little bit better from the side view. We're hinging back, letting the chest naturally drop. You're gonna feel that in that kind of outer part of your glute, and then we're coming back up. So from the front, bent knee, gliding down. My hands are staying right at and along my legs. So that's gonna be one of them. Again, this side part of your butt. Then we have sumo squats. So I see a lot of people do sumo squats here, which to me is just a wide squat. Sumo, you wanna get as wide as you possibly can, toes turned away from you, and you wanna make sure your knees aren't pointing forward, but that you're rotating those so that they're gonna be over those ankles as you come down. With that, you're gonna get a little bit of work here in your inner thigh, but we're also going to work on kind of that under butt and up area of your glute. So, wide stance. You're keeping your chest up, your core is engaged, and you're coming up and you're coming down. So that's gonna work on that upper butt and kind of circled around. So it's like kind of that C-shape area of the glute, right? And you're gonna get a little bit of that work as well. Then we have split squats, which I personally love. I hate and I love them. So there's a couple ways you can do it. One is to put your foot on something like a step or a stair, and the other is to just make sure that back heel is up. So what that looks like, if you do want to hinge, because if you're doing a split squat and you're just coming up and down, you're gonna get a lot of quad there, which is fine if you want to build quads, but this video is about the booty. So you want to hinge at the hips, make sure we're not rounded forward, but we're hinging, keeping your core engaged. If you have a weight, you're gonna hold it toward the inside of the knee, and then you're coming up and you're coming down, and you're gonna feel that glute being worked in the front leg. On that up and that down. So I'm gonna show you on the other side. You also wanna make sure that you have a wide enough stance, because if you don't, then you might look more like this, which you might still feel, but you're not gonna be really doing it correctly. And if you're too wide, you're gonna have a straight leg, which you also don't want. You might go forward versus up and down, because that is the entire motion of this. We're not an elevator or an escalator, I'm sorry. We are not an escalator going forward. We are instead an elevator just going up and down. So you'll notice my knee is staying over my ankle. Same thing in the back. And again, that front leg's gonna feel the glute. And then the last exercise is the glute bridge. We've done these plenty of times before, but we're laying on the ground. You wanna make sure you can touch your fingertips to your heels. You don't wanna be super wide. Again, feet should be right on the outside. So like if I am against my hips and I'm gliding down, I'm touching those toes. It's a straight line, it's not inward or outward. Then I'm laying down, I'm making sure that my back is completely flat against the ground, my core is engaged. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes first before I bring myself up. And I'm not bringing myself to a full hip bridge, as you notice, because I do not want the hamstrings to take over that much. I really just want to focus on the glute bridge. So it's an up and it's a down, and then you release that butt cheek squeeze on the down. So you squeeze, come up, hold the squeeze, come down, and release. Every time, so you have to think about squeezing those glutes. And you can do that with or without a weight. There are a lot of different modifications for a glute bridge. You can add in toes up, heels up, a hold, a pulse. There's a lot of things that you can do with a glute bridge, but those are my 4 favorite exercises to kind of build the booty. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to drop a comment below.